Book of the Father's Wisdom. Written by anonymous author. You who begin to read this book, keep this counsel and you will fare the better. Be in a secret place by yourself alone, that no one may see or hear what you say or do. Yet before you read much, take good heed. Consider well the company you keep. Trust not your friend too far, wherever you go. For the one you trust most may sometimes be your foe. And attend to the words of the Father of Wisdom, how he teaches his son what he should do, to keep his precepts of bodily governance. With such knowledge he will greatly advance you. And if you will not heed his words, you shall often stand in great fear and dread. He who has foresight need not go amiss. But he who acts in folly, folly shall be his. Now, my dear son, be not known to learned or unlearned, to high or low, neither to young nor old, rich nor poor. To none of them teach my lore, nor to those who think themselves wise, nor to fools who glide upon the ice. They suppose great books contain the art of alchemy's science, yet they're not worth a fart. Therefore, my son, this science I may teach you. If you would be avenged upon an enemy, or purchase or build any worthy thing, it shall greatly further you. If you would learn this worthy science of alchemy, you must spare a little money from your purse. Best spend it to buy the flower of flowers, floss florum, and to build her cabin and her nest well. If you lay out money on any other thing, it is your loss and your great hindrance. Except for your work's natural food, which is had from stone, air, and wood. And if you have all things from your own growing, then you need not buy anything for this science. But beware of yourself, for fear of hanging, if ever you are found out. For you and this science would be lost forever, if you make any boast of it, to any man or woman, old or young. Beware of yourself for fear of discovery, if you make any person privy to your counsel. Rich or needy, beware sleeping or waking, lest, once they imagine money-making, they undo you. If God send you grace and understanding, with this science you may have a good living. But beware the talk of free-speaking women, and the voices and sight of children in general. Son, in your own house you may well get a good morsel of meat to sweeten your mouth. Pheasant, partridge, plover, and leveret, though you cry it not out in the common market. Therefore keep close with your tongue and your hand, from the officers and governors of the land, and from other men, that they know not your craft. For to prove it, they would hang and draw you. At the sessions the people will indict you, and write great treason against you. Unless the king's grace be shown, you will be lost in this world. Also, unless you are sure of another thing, to purchase your sovereign's license, all manner of troubles will befall you. With it, you may work the better, and go and ride. Another thing I shall teach you. Take nothing dear from the poor. Serve your God always from the beginning. Among the poor, your living shall be better. Now, my child, heed my precepts. Whatever befalls, you will prosper the better. Better to have a thing than only to wish it. When you feel a sore, it's hard to find a leech. Now, my dear son, I will declare to you more of this work, which shall be your welfare. If you can weigh all my sayings, thereby you may find a most precious thing. And, son, though this writing be made in rhyme, do not disdain it for that alone, until you have proved my words in deed and thought. Else, I know well, they'll be set at naught. Therefore, of all bodies and spirits, more or less, Mercury is called the flower of flowers, the worthiest princess. For her birth and marvelous working, she is most worthy to have been king. She is earth and water, the heaviest. She will join with fire and air, the lightest. With her beloved she will run and flee. She delights in no other game or glee. Some say sulfur and mercury make all mineral bodies. Engendered in the earth, clad in diverse colors. By virtue of decoction before preparation. To the likeness of each mineral in its fashion. I will begin with Saturn, as others teach. Engendered in the earth with unclean, flying mercury. Of mercury he is the heaviest, with black sulphureous earth mixed. Soft in fusion, and his sulfur nothing fixed. Jupiter is a white body, outwardly pure mercury. Inwardly of clear sulfur, somewhat earthy and white. By nature the softest and apt for fixation. Almost fixed, but lacking decoction. Mars is a body mostly of unclean mercury made in the earth. Hardest in fusion, clothed with earthly sulfur. To blackness and redness he soonest turns. By heat or by corrosive when the spirit fumes. Soul is the purest, made of clean mercury and fixed sulfur. Engendered with clear red sulfur, well mixed in the earth. Therefore he is without defect and lacks no degree. Almost hardest in fusion and heaviest in weight. Venus is a body, more red, of pure mercury in substance. Mostly of red sulfur, and green, showing great variance. Engendered in the earth with corrosive, bitter substance. Well fixed and hard of fusion, rude in governance. Mercury is a body which, when moved with a substance, mixes one kind with its own kind, and so is loved. One spirit received with another, the chief of them, is cause of the engendering of every metal. Luna is a pure white body of clean mercury and white sulfur. A little hard in fusion and almost well fixed. Next in the cleanness of her white tincture. Light in weight, of Jupiter bearing his whiteness. Thus, by the color of that receptive, sulphureous earth. Some men say every metal is engendered. But, my son, for the perfect work of this alteration, I shall teach you the true way in another fashion. Now I have told how mineral bodies work. How they're engendered, as others say. And as in the earth one body was fully wrought, so must the artificial medicine be, or else it is not. Now I will declare Mercury's special worth. The most notable mineral spirit. Most marvelous in working and in degree. She is called the principal matter of the three. She is very subtle in many artifices. She will both give and take most special tincture. To him or from him whom she loves best. Especially when she is warmed in her nest. My son, Mercury is the mightiest flower of flowers. Most royal and richest of all particulars. She is true patron and most royal princess. The very mother of every metal. She is vegetable, animal, and mineral. For in kind and one in general. Earth, air, water, and fire. Among all others she has no peer. She kills and slays, and also calcines. She dies, and she lives again. She gives life and also ingress. For jointly she is three in one. She is a very friendly mixer. The progenitor of a great elixir. She is body, soul, and spirit. In color very red, black, and white. Many are the suitors that hang on her train. But she will not deal with them. They'd wed her against her will. Foes that suit her ill. She will deal with no creature. But with her husband, as is her right. With him she will bear much fruit. For by nature he is of her very suit. My son, fools despite them much. And thereby such fools lose their light. For sometimes he is dark and sometimes bright. Being like no other white. If they have their kind engendering, their natural food and careful keeping, they shall increase fruit indeed. Most red and white, king and queen. My son, in this science I deny. All things truly that are discordant. All manner of salts I defy. And sulfurs in corrosive waters. Also alum, vitriol, orpiment, and hair. Gold, silver, alkali, and sandiver. honey, wax, and oils, or any calx, gums, galls, and also eggshells. I likewise defy antimony, beryl, and crystal, rosin, pitch, and amber, jet, and coral, herbs, date stones, marble, or tinsel glass. If any of these come in, it is the worse. Beryls, goat's horns, and alum bloom. No good can be done with them. Whatever disagrees with metal is contrary to your work in general. My son, many fools have sought me. With them I agree on nothing good. I leave them as I find them. As fools, I make them blind. In Mercury they have erred full sore. And when they had her, they could do no more. Therefore among philosophers she bears the flower. She is king, prince, and emperor. Yet, my dear son, be not known to learned or to lewd, to high or to low, that this work stands by Mercury and in her fire, her own especial love, both life and most dear. For he is her son, and she is his consort, in whom she works all her might. He is her son, she is his mother. She loves him as paramour, and no other. In Sol and Luna, in their meeting, is all love. For our Mercury alone is all her need. With them she works with all her power. Yet they can never multiply by force. Therefore it is possible to cast a pure projection to a millionfold, to make a perfect body of tincture, with a medicine of spirits well joined and fixed. It shall not be perceived when it is well mixed. And therefore, if there comes silver or gold to your gate, coin or common plate that men use, I swear by God who made this world, all your labor and work shall turn to naught. For whatever metal you join to Mercury, because of her coldness and moistness she is clogged. Close them never so tight, she will fume at once. And, come the fire, she will soon be gone. Therefore Mercury has a lover that surpasses them 1,000-fold, if you know him. He is her lover and her dear leman. And she will keep his counsel, both in his chamber and also in his bed, alive, and when they are dead. Seek on, you fools, as you have sought. In all other things you shall find nothing. As I said in the 230th chapter toward my conclusion, how I should teach the truth in another fashion, to perform this science both in word and deed. In making our medicine, God must speed us. This is called the great elixir, and truly made with a strong mixture. It is a stone, very mineral, and you may surely obtain it. My son, add to Mercury no other thing, but earth that is heavy, hard, and firmly standing, which in itself is dark bright, dry, and cold. To join them together you may be bold. Take one of these to 10 parts of that running water, the heaviest, and they shall be both one, and mightiest for your work. Then you have brought man and woman together, done by great love, in a thought. These two are both spirits, and one body most weighty, joined in your chamber and bed, in the lightest element, which grows larger, hotter, and drier. There they will kiss together, and neither weep nor cry, when earth and water are well mixed, by virtue of the lightest element well hardened and fixed. For before that time they are both running water. Then they shall turn to a fixed body, however loath. They shall make in their bed a perpetual conjunction, fed by the light element in proper proportion. So must they be decocted to perfect fixation, to the likeness of a fusible body, having its fashion. Yet at the first, in their bed they cannot endure great heat. Let them labor there only so far as to sweat. If at the first there be overmuch redness in their chamber, hasty heat will cause great dolour. For in their first nest they should be both running water, and, because of warmth, ever drying, so becoming a subtle, dry substance, which work shall greatly advance you. Therefore their nest must be of strongest kind, Of the hardest, clearest body, that nothing may outwind. If their chamber or nest begin to crack, out of it they'll creep, and that's your lack. Then all your work and labor are lost. You must begin again at a new cost. Be neither negligent nor hasty, be sure of the bed. Unless it be hard and clear, it will not endure. If at the first you give a sudden heat, it will not suit your work at all. And if you give any sudden, great cold, you'll break your work, you were too bold. Let their nest be somewhat large with a broad roof, strong and tight above to keep them close. Add nothing more nor less than due proportion. As said before, else, all is worse. From the bed's head let there rise a high spout, and another nearly down to the bottom, that the spirit go not out. You must save the flyers that swim to the upper place, for they may later engender a body as well as the others in time. Be sure you put in their bed no other thing, else you shall have little winning. Do this, keep them close from flying, warm in their nest. Thereby you shall fare the best. First with soft fire their nest must be warmed, with a little stronger fire, but not too much, lest they be harmed. Beneath your chamber floor, measure your fire with time. Then comes the reward, fine gold and silver. Measure by quantity, space, and time. They are glad to deal together in their dealing. How long? I cannot well say. How long they'll sport and play in bed and chamber. Watch the top of their nest, see what comes out. The sweating of their bodies, laboring round about. When they have played, and sweated, and labored so sore, they will be still, and sweat and labor no more. Then let them cool gently, and draw their breath. There shall be something above, and something beneath. There you shall see a stone like grey powder, a very great wonder to you. Take them from their chamber and bed at once. Lay them on a marble, and break them thereon. Whatever color and weight you have within. Add as much phlos florum, greatest in dignity. The same spirit that you had before. Mix them well and teach them the same lore. Altogether in another bed and chamber must they be. A marvelous work you shall there understand and see. Thus oft you must multiply your work, to ascend and descend into the air like the lark. For when the lark is weary aloft for a moment, at once he falls straight to the ground. Observe their body, lay your ear to their head. Listen well to the work they make there. If they begin to sing with any voice, give more heat until you hear no noise. Thus give them more heat in chamber and bed, till there is no rumbling to or fro. Continue their sports in bed, so many days as their quantity shows. When their play and wrestling are fully done, their singing, crying, and sweating up and down, give their chamber greater heat till their nest is red. Then bring it low again, have no fear or dread. By heat they shall be brought full low, so that in their bed they neither cry nor crow, but lie like a body still, in their own likeness, as if dead. Grey and white are then his chief colors, for he is past his greatest dolors. I swear by Almighty God, who made all, you have found what many men have sought. Take him now from his chamber and bed. You shall find a fixed body, as if dead. Keep him close, secret in your place, and thank Almighty God for his grace. Now, my son, having well sought this science, thus have I wrought the white elixir perfectly. If you would understand the red elixir as perfectly, you must take another like work in hand. When you have wrought more upon more, doubling each time as I said before, make what you will of the red substance, as you did the white, by the same governance. Take then the red stone that is very weighty, lay it on marble and break it asunder. Mingle it with the white spirit and clear water. Then put it in his bed and chamber to the fire. There in his chamber and his bed let him stay, till you have brought him to another state of play. If you would open the work of the red elixir here, you must learn this manner of schooling well. Hang him in his chamber with a red color, till he be fixed and brought from his great dolour. Then be not aghast at this worthy work. The worst is past within the work. Let him be sure in his fiery nest and chamber. The longer he stays, the better his tincture, so that he runs not like blood, overcoming his fusion. Then have you perfectly this work in conclusion. He must continue in this strong firing, till he be full fixed, neither running nor flying. Then he will give tincture without measure, flowing like wax. To his like infusion he will both join and mix. If your work be thus well guided and led, you have sped right well and wittily. Do otherwise than I have told, and in the venture you may be too bold. Work by good measure and perfect time. You shall have very good gold and silver fine. You shall be richer in yourself than any king, unless he labor this science and win the same thing. Now, my dear son, I shall teach you how to cast projection. Therein lies all the great perfection of the conclusion. To lead an imperfect body to perfectness. By joining like to like, you need not fear. When you have joined the milk to the bodies dry, you have the white and red elixir truly, a marvelous and most precious stone, whereon, in this science, all the work depends. In this science these stones are in themselves so precious, that in their working and nature they are marvelous. To show you further their great virtue, I will declare. If by this manner of working you fare well, first take that body which is next to soul in perfection, and toward his color in weight and proportion, soluble, as clear blood running, in the hot element always light and fleeting. Then take part of the red elixir, the precious stone. Cast it upon that blood-running body anon. Having wrought this work perfectly, it shall turn into perfect soul with little labor or none. In the same wise do for Luna, white in color. Join to that body which shines and is somewhat light. In the same proportion cast the very white stone. Then is your greatest work both made and done. Thus you have both the red work and the white. Blessed be that time, both day and night, for this work that stands by great virtue and love. Thank Almighty God in heaven above. Son, in the 120th chapter 1 wrote a true rhyme. Have no disdain of this work, till you have proved my words in deed and thought. Else this science, I know, will be set at naught. My son, heed these last precepts well. It is better to have than to wish in time of need. He who is bold to break faith with a friend, that friend may be your foe and wreak his enmity. Therefore, my son, I give you a great charge. Be not too free in your speech. Tell not every man what you have in silver or gold. Many will be bold to take it from you. Use not reveling or riot that exceeds. What suits your bodily health, you'll fare the better. Use temperate diet and temperate travail. When physicians fail, this shall avail you. Leave all blind works you've seen, or heard of, conclusions, or tried by sublimations, preparations, distillations, dissolutions. Great books specify such things at length. All such contrary sayings I plainly deny. Remember, my son, you are mortal, abiding but a while in this terrestrial world. You know not how long, nor how soon death shall visit and come to you. And remember well, at your departing, whom you loved and trusted best, old and young. Make him your heir and chief of your counsel. Give him your skill, or your book, entirely. But beware of flattering and smooth-tongued folk, of boasters and braggarts, for they will beguile you of your precious skill, behind or before. Once they have their end, they will give you scorn. Therefore take no rude or rustic man into your counsel, but one you know is both true and trusty, in riding and going, sleeping and waking, in word and deed, and in his handling. In your own chamber see you are secret. Let doors and windows be close shut. For some will come and pry in every corner, and straight will ask what you make there. Have a good excuse ready at once, or you shall truly run mad with them. Say you labor, by day and by night, to perfect the making of strange colors, as, surely, bice, vermilion, aurum musicum, and others more. Else with some people you'll never be rid. Have many samples ready to show, or those who mean you harm will say so. Furthermore, take this warning. Beware both in working and in speaking. For people's questioning, better or worse, may come before your money is in your purse. Therefore take heed, my son, to these 60 chapters, and to all things said that should be done before. You must have a right good sense of astronomy, else in this book your belief will be but poor. You must well know the 7 principal characters, to which heavenly bodies their figures are likened, and understand their properties and conditions, colors, qualities, softness, hardness, and proper fashions. Now, son, if you understand perfection and the sciences, speculative or practical, mark my sentences. In this science and labor, I think it great ruth. Therefore I write to you very truth. But to him who understands neither perfection nor practice, no proved conclusion akin to this work, by Almighty God who made all this world, to such I have said, and performed, write not. Therefore, my son, before you begin this book, understand wisely what is written herein. If by this book you cannot find sol nor moon, go seek further, as other fools have done. Explicit Liber Patris Sapientiae, the book expressly called the Father of Wisdom.